Hello guys, welcome to the Trading Part. Yesterday we nailed the long that we shared on Twitter. I want to give a quick overview on how it happened, and I want to share with you guys if I think that there is a chance that we might continue going higher. Guys, if you like this type of content, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I put out one of these videos. And if you feel like supporting the channel, make sure that you watch this video until the very end and do not go anywhere without leaving a comment down below. We need to tell the YouTube algorithm that this content is worth watching, and only you can send that message. Thanks so much for doing that. Let's get into the content. Let's go from the beginning. At 9 a.m. yesterday, the first thing I did when I woke up is to share on Twitter this breakdown in here. We do not trade with emotions. When we see a breakout like this, we pay attention, because any breakout to the downside can become a fake out. We always keep that in mind. And therefore, I plotted this dotted line right here, and I put a target of RSI 38 to start chasing for a reversal. Everybody was really focused on the dump. We made a video back with arguments towards downside and upside, including the hash ribbons saying that we're going higher, empty GOX deposit skyrocket, weekly time frame overview. I strongly encourage that you still watch that video over the weekend if you haven't had time. The video was published on Thursday. I started the video talking about the 4-hour time frame and this potential setup. The price got stuck around here for 8 hours, and you can see that at 4:40 p.m. we were talking that in 20 minutes this candle was about to close, coming back inside the range defined by this yellow trend line, and also producing a bullish breakout above the dotted yellow trend line. And I drew these lines saying that my forecast was going to be that we get somewhere close to the top of the line, see a rejection, and potentially later we get to the top of the line. At 8:40 yesterday, I said breakout on the 4-hour is confirmed. This is almost 12 hours after the breakdown. And I wake up this morning seeing that we have done the first move in here, and that we are now approaching the resistance located at roughly around 60. Here's the live chart, and you can see that after this small pullback, we are still pointing up at a level of 60. I think we still have room to go to 62, but around this area is where I will start thinking on taking profits or trailing my profits, because this is a strong resistance. Of course, we can break above it and have a second breakout that will be extremely bullish, but we could also fail to break above it and come back to where we came from over the weekend. So we need to treat this as an area of risk and observe what is the reaction of the price from now until we see the next impulsive move. Will that impulsive move come right after a retest and then continuation to very high levels of the RSI on the 4-hour? Or are we going to see a strong rejection in a return back into the 30s? It's not possible to know that up front. We need to see the reaction against the resistance. People are asking me on Twitter, what's next? And it's not like we are having a crystal ball to know what the price does. All we do is we read probabilities from areas where the price is exposed to tell us what could be coming next. For example, the entry of this was saying to me, this is the first time that I am above this trend line, and that shifts the probabilities from 50-50 to maybe a 60-65% chances that we're going to go higher. Could this have been a breakdown and continue with a pullback? Of course, this was a contrarian trade, and while entering into a trade like this, you do need to do proper risk management, just like you should do. Once we were approaching the deal, I mentioned on Twitter, this is a high risk trade. Let's continue with the daily, because the daily might give us some additional hints of where is this trade heading to, potentially in the next hours or days. After having this impulsive move with the breakout, we can see that Bitcoin lost the dotted trend line. And even with the recent move to 67, it still hasn't managed to make a higher high relative to RSI 68. What I wouldn't like to see is that this is the local top and we complete these head and shoulders, because that will mean that we are going at the very least to an RS47. This dotted line might be right now acting as resistance. We can see as well that on the 4-hour we are also next to resistance. So we have resistance on 2 different time frames. This doesn't mean we are going down 100% sure. It just means that we are battling a heavier boss at the end of the game. On the price action, we can see that we are once again going back above the point of control. But this is a daily candle that hasn't closed. So hopefully this 67, we don't turn it into a resistance. Because if we close the day below 67, it's high likely that we are going to come to lower lows. Even though this candle in here is very bullish, in my opinion, from here to take away all these concerns, the recipe is to make a high above 68K, close down the daily there. That means that we have a higher high and this structure hasn't been damaged in any way. That will put a strong argument for a breakout above the megaphone pattern. That is the recipe for all-time highs. If we did that, we're probably going to make a high here, invalidating this trend line, and on the 4-hour, by then we will have seen already a breakout in this way. But let's be very careful, because at the moment we are reaching the highest levels of open interest. We are at 19.9, very close to 20, and you know the drill. So far, every time we get to 21 or slightly above 20 billion in open interest, we have a strong rejection. It's like the market doesn't want to go beyond the 20 billion mark so far. I'm pretty sure that if we make an all-time high, that will also come with us surviving that rejection above the 20 billion mark, and we are probably going to start being in uncharted territory for the open interest. You can see that the full bull market, it's been kind of a ladder of open interest. We go by chunks. The lows were at the 5 billion. We range at the 10 billion. Once we made it above 12.5, then our base started being the 15 billion. So we are right now in a sandwich between 15 billion and 21 billion in terms of open interest. And one of the best ways to trade these ranging periods is to identify those floors and ceilings in the open interest. Close your trades at the top of the range. Close your trades at the top 10 percentile here of the range of the open interest, and open trades when it resets back into the bottom of the range of the open interest. That's a great alpha. I'm gonna leave it here for the video today. Don't forget, I have a position airdrop for $500 on Bybit. The instructions are at the top of the description. If you use my referral to sign up on Bybit, you can get up to 30,000 in rewards. And if you provide your user ID of Bybit into my Discord server, you're able to claim 70% discount on all the Trading Parrot tiers. You can use that to get access to hundreds of power tools, Pine scripts, automation, backtesting, unique strategies. Come and join the Discord server, do a little bit of browsing in the strategies areas, start a discussion for free, talk to other users, leave me some questions on Discord. I try to be as responsive as possible. Hopefully we can all learn together and do much better during this bull market. See you on the next one. Bye bye.